Stop. Do not scroll past this. Taurus. You did not find this message by a random algorithm or by chance. The exact energy you have been sitting in, the exact moment of your cycle, brought you here today. I can feel the exhaustion in your spirit, the way you have been holding everything together in silence while waiting for a breakthrough that keeps getting delayed. You have been led to believe that the sudden disruptions, the heavy silences, and the feelings of being stalled are simply bad luck or the result of your own failures. In truth, this is a karmic debt, finally demanding to be seen and cleared. The universe is stepping in with an urgent message because your time for carrying this burden has expired. You must understand this right now because the cosmic window to release this weight is wide open. This is the visible pain of the Taurus who sustains everyone else, acting as the unshakable rock, yet waiting for years for their own harvest. You lose energy and momentum at the exact same point every time you try to move forward. You have been acting as a stone bridge for everyone else's burdens, carrying weights that were never meant to be yours. You will understand why the silence around you has felt so heavy and draining lately. You will discover the exact karmic pattern the universe is trying to break in your life right now. You will learn how to stop paying an energetic debt that no longer belongs to you. You will see exactly what is being prepared to enter your life once this weight is finally lifted. And before this message closes, I will tell you one specific phrase about your life that you will carry with you for the next few months. A part of you might want to doubt this, and that hesitation is exactly what the debt uses to keep you bound. Have you ever felt that heavy tightness in your chest when you give everything once again, and something inside you already knows how the story ends? As if something inside you knew there was a hidden spiritual debt, but your mind still hasn't figured out how to pay it. And what if this repetition of delays, heavy silences, and difficult relationships isn't bad luck, but a sign that the universe is trying to reveal something profound about your Taurian journey? Because while many see only problems, few realize that every heavy phase can carry a karmic lesson, an energetic clearing, and a spiritual answer that hasn't been understood yet. But what if the great turning point is in this revelation that you still haven't been able to apply? Now think with me. Why do certain areas seem blocked, even when I try to do everything right? What if every unreturned effort, every delayed blessing, every sudden loss, every moment of self-doubt, every painful silence, and this constant feeling of carrying more than you should are actually signs of a karmic debt that you have postponed for far too long? It was searching for answers to this that I found this digital book called The Great Secret Behind the Karmic Debt of Taurus. This book is not just a read. It is a revelation created for Taurus who wish to understand the spiritual patterns repeating in your life, break the cycles of guilt, attachment, and scarcity, and strengthen your inner energy to see clearly what the universe is showing you. Many Taurus already feel they need to change how they view their blockages, but still haven't made the decision to download the digital book. Download it right now. It is available in the first pinned comment. But pay attention. The access could go offline at any moment. It reveals reflections, hidden signs, and directions that can transform the way you navigate this crossing. Do not wait for another cycle to repeat to seek understanding. Click now, download your copy, and discover why the greatest weight of your life might be exactly where the universe is preparing your greatest liberation. If this first word has already touched something inside you, write "I am free to receive" down below. Not for me, but because another Taurus who is exactly where you were a year ago needs this message to find them tonight. This path has a map, and it is already within your reach. In the first pinned comment, I will come back to it in a little while. And if for some reason you are not interested or cannot acquire the digital book right now, there is still another door open for you. I do not receive a single cent for any of these messages I deliver here every day. Truly nothing. And yet they keep coming out every day for you and for every Taurus who still needs to be reached. If at any moment your heart wishes to return a little of what you have received, there is a voluntary donation link open in the first pinned comment right below the book. Whatever amount fits in your hand today, whatever amount your heart points to, that is what keeps this channel standing. That is what makes the next message reach another Taurus tomorrow, exactly as it reached you today. I will be waiting for you there, Taurus. I still haven't told you the most important thing. There are 4 signs that this cycle has already started to turn, and you are going to recognize at least one. Notice how the air shifts when we talk about this. I want you to lower your shoulders for a second. We have spent so much time pretending that you are fine, that you can handle one more delay, one more disappointment, one more person taking your energy without returning it. But you and I both know the truth. You are exhausted. Not the kind of exhausted that a weekend of sleep can fix, but a deep spiritual fatigue that comes from holding up a world that refuses to hold you back. Notice how your body reacts to what I am about to say now. Feel that subtle tension behind your eyes, or the slight knot in your stomach. That physical response is not just stress. It is your intuition recognizing that we are finally naming the shadow you have been fighting alone. The universe has been trying to get your attention, leaving very specific signs that the time to carry this weight is over. There are 4 distinct moments you have experienced recently, and they are not random. Think back to that recent evening when you stared at your phone, feeling completely drained by a conversation where you gave everything and got nothing back. For some of you, this appeared as someone who only reaches out when they need something. For others, it was a close connection who took your unwavering support entirely for granted. You sat there, feeling the quiet sting of giving your best to someone who barely noticed the sacrifice. That wasn't just social fatigue. It was the debt showing you its face. You called it being abandoned. The universe called it clearing the path. Then there is the second sign, waking up at 3 a.m. with a sudden, breathless rush of anxiety about your future security. You find yourself staring into the dark, running the numbers in your head, trying to calculate how to keep everything stable, how to protect everyone you love while your own foundation feels so fragile. That wasn't just stress creeping into your sleep. It was the cycle asking to be closed. You called it a harsh delay. The universe called it root preparation. The third sign is deeply physical. Remember that moment recently when you almost compromised your boundaries again, just to keep the peace. You were about to say yes to something that drained you just to avoid conflict, but you felt a physical, heavy knot in your stomach, a visceral rejection of the compromise. That wasn't doubt, and it wasn't you being difficult. It was your intuition rejecting the old pattern. You called it an unfair loss. The universe called it the final karmic payment. And finally, the fourth sign. The strange, quiet isolation you felt in a crowded room recently. You looked around at people you used to resonate with, conversations you used to engage in, and suddenly felt completely disconnected, as if you were speaking a different language. It wasn't loneliness, and it wasn't depression. It was the universe actively clearing the room for your harvest. It was isolating you because the old energy no longer fits the new space being built for you. These signs have a common origin, and it has a name. But before the name, you need something else. You cannot understand what is coming if your hands are still full of the past. There is a path of karmic clearing, and I am going to open it right now before the name, before the final word. Because anyone carrying an ancient karmic debt needs relief before receiving the revelation. Stay with me. And this is exactly where the path of liberation opens. The signs that just hit you did not hit by chance, Taurus. I need you to understand that you are not simply experiencing a rough patch. That invisible weight that isn't physical. It's ancient. It's your soul demanding a settlement no one taught you how to make. You have felt this voice echoing in the background of every failed connection, whispering that no matter how much you sacrifice, the scale will never tip in your favor. And what if this repetition of delays, heavy silences, and incredibly difficult relationships aren't bad luck at all, but a massive cosmic warning trying to reveal the exact pattern you need to break? I have seen Taurus who were exactly where you are, right this second. I have watched them carry the impossible, putting on a brave face, acting as the unshakable rock for their families, their partners, and their friends, while their internal foundation was silently cracking. They thought if they just worked harder, if they just swallowed their pride and endured a little longer, the tide would eventually turn, and their loyalty would be rewarded. But karmic debts do not care about your endurance. They do not care how fiercely you love or how much you have suffered in silence. They only care about being cleared. And until you actively break the pattern, The universe will keep sending the same lesson wrapped in different faces. The doors that closed at the last minute, the people who walked away without explanation, the feeling of paying for a mistake you don't even remember making. It was seeking the path to clear this that I found this digital book called The Great Secret Behind the Karmic Debt of Taurus. This is not a simple collection of words. It is an energetic map designed to show you exactly how to stop paying a spiritual tax that doesn't belong to you. It reveals the deep cosmic mechanics operating behind your delays, teaching you how to break these attachments without guilt, without blaming yourself in silence, and without accepting this exhaustion as your permanent reality. The universe will never allow a new harvest to be placed in hands that are still clenched around an old debt. To receive what is coming, the hands must first be emptied, but pay close attention. This cosmic window to release this weight is wide open, and this configuration does not wait. When the universe calls for a clearing, hesitation only restarts the cycle. Because each day you spend without this path is another drop of your vital energy poured into a cracked jar. Each week you delay this understanding is another cycle of isolation, another moment of forcing yourself to be the savior for someone who refuses to save themselves. Each month you ignore this map is another unreturned effort that you accept as your baseline, paying a toll for a house you don't even sleep in. And each year you refuse to empty your hands is a beautiful harvest, delayed, pushed back into the shadows while you freeze outside your own life. The digital book is available right now in the first pinned comment. Download it today, while this word is still alive in your spirit. Do not wait for the next loss to understand what this one came to show you. Click the link below and step into the complete clearing of this debt that only this map fully outlines. Take a deep, slow breath right now. Drop your shoulders. I want you to look at your own hands for a moment. Think about everything they have built, everything they have held together when the rest of the world was falling apart. You have been that overloaded stone bridge for so long, constructed to carry you toward your own destiny, but hijacked to bear the unhealed burdens of everyone else. That structural toll is finally being called in, and the bridge must be cleared. You are not losing your strength, you are recalibrating it. You are preparing to step inside the warmth of the fortress you built, rebuilding the energetic shield that protects your peace. And that is a crossing you no longer have to make alone. And as I mentioned earlier, Taurus, besides the digital book located in the first pinned comment, there is that voluntary donation link open right below the book. I still do not receive a single cent for each message that leaves here for you. That is why this link exists, so that another Taurus tomorrow will find the exact same message that found you today. Whatever amount your heart points to. Every such gesture keeps our channel standing and ensures the next message reaches whoever needs it, exactly as it reached you today. The next layer goes deeper, and now, with the path laid out before you, the name descends. You have been experiencing what the universe calls the 3 layers of the karmic echo. I need you to listen to this very carefully, Taurus. When the heavy disruptions began to hit your life, the stalled projects, the silent phone, the deep fatigue, you probably looked at the surface and thought you were doing something wrong. But it wasn't a failure on your part. It wasn't a punishment for a bad decision. It was a redirection. The first layer of this echo is the symptom. This manifests as the delays, the unreturned efforts, and the sudden coldness from people who used to lean on you so heavily. The symptom is loud, uncomfortable, and chaotic because it is deliberately designed to finally break your tolerance for carrying burdens that do not belong to you. The second layer is the root. This is the ancient cosmic toll that has been operating beneath the surface of your life for years. You have been paying an energetic tax on relationships, jobs, and situations long after their actual expiration date. The universe is not testing your physical strength or your loyalty anymore. It is exposing the root of your endless exhaustion. And the third layer is the release. The release only happens when you look directly at the echo and consciously refuse to pay the emotional debt of another soul. It is not about confronting those who drained you. It is about quietly withdrawing your spiritual funding. The 3 layers of the karmic echo are demanding a final settlement, and the exact moment you understand this mechanics, the repetition stops. Think of the master builder who spends years cutting heavy stones, bleeding his hands to construct a magnificent fortress to keep everyone he loves warm. He works tirelessly through the blistering heat and the freezing rain, ensuring every wall is impenetrable, every hearth is glowing, and every room is perfectly safe. But when the bitter, freezing winter finally descends upon the land, he stays outside to guard the heavy wooden door. He built the ultimate safety, he created the enduring comfort, but he never actually allowed himself to step inside and rest. He genuinely believes his noble duty is to remain in the cold, acting as the eternal protector of a warmth he never gets to feel on his own skin. This is exactly where you are right now, Taurus. You have built unshakable stability, deep comfort, and unwavering support for everyone else. But you are freezing outside your own life, paying a heavy toll for a house you don't even sleep in. You have become the overloaded stone bridge, holding steady to carry everyone else across the turbulent waters, while your own foundation quietly cracks under the massive weight of their unhealed debts. But the time for guarding the door in the freezing wind is over. The fortress was always meant for you too. It is time to step inside. I saw you staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m., looking for a mistake that was never yours. I watched you carry the heavy silence of others as if it were your own failing. You have paid the toll 1,000 times over, and the scales are finally balanced. The harvest I am bringing you now cannot be earned through more sacrifice. It can only be received through your permission to rest. There is a man who carried this exact same weight for years. He was always the dedicated provider, always the unshakable rock for his family, watching his own dreams get pushed to the back burner year after year while he funded everyone else's peace of mind. He believed that his silent endurance was his greatest virtue. And then, one evening, completely exhausted, he made one single decision. He stopped saying yes to the things that drained his soul. What changed in him wasn't his external circumstances overnight, but his internal energy. He simply stopped paying a spiritual tax. He withdrew his hands from the cracked jars. And within a single season, the magnificent harvest he had waited years for finally arrived at his door, completely untouched, because he finally had the empty hands required to receive it. You are still processing this right now, feeling that sudden, sharp release of breath in your chest, as if a tight knot you have carried in your stomach for a decade is finally beginning to unravel. The deepest truth is still ahead, and it has your name on it. You have understood the mechanism of the echo, but understanding the debt is only half of the crossing. The other half is recognizing exactly who you had to become to survive it. Because the universe does not just see the weight you carry, it sees the specific shape your soul took while carrying it. There are 3 distinct versions of you that emerged during this long winter, and they need to be acknowledged before they can finally be laid to rest. First, there is the silent sustainer. You are the one who walks into a room of chaos and quietly begins organizing everyone else's peace, absorbing their anxiety without ever speaking of your own. Your vulnerability is that you have confused being indispensable with being loved, believing that if you stop holding the walls up, the people inside will forget you. Taurus carries. Taurus sustains. Taurus does not ask, but you are running out of breath. Then there is the unpaid sour. You have planted beautiful, lush gardens in the lives of people who never once offered to water yours. You give your time, your money, and your emotional bandwidth, always believing that a good harvest is a shared harvest, only to find yourself starving when winter comes. Your deepest vulnerability is the quiet shame you feel for still hoping they will eventually realize what you gave, clinging to the phantom of a reciprocity that was never truly promised. Finally, there is the exhausted anchor. You are the safe harbor for everyone else's ships during the storm. But while you are holding them steady, the heavy iron chain is tearing at your own foundation. You are terrified of letting go, not because you enjoy the pain, but because holding on is the only way you know how to remain valuable to those you love. I know you recognize yourself in these reflections, Taurus. Notice your chest right now, that sudden warm expansion, that physical release in your ribs, that feeling of finally being completely seen without having to explain yourself. That warmth has a name. It is the feeling of your own spirit acknowledging that the mask is no longer necessary. You do not have to be the sustainer, the sower, or the anchor for anyone else's unhealed wounds anymore. You are simply allowed to be you. But this identity that was just declared over you needs to be actively sustained. Because the Taurus who finally recognizes their own value but does not fully understand how to close their karmic debt will eventually go back to carrying what is not theirs. You will start feeling this silent burden that creeps back right when everything seemed to be falling into place. That is exactly why I found this digital book called The Great Secret Behind the Karmic Debt of Taurus. It is available right now in the first pinned comment. This is not a heavy read. It is a vital energetic shield designed to protect this exact realization you are feeling right now. Do not wait for the weight to return to sustain what has just been revealed. Do not wait for the old cycle to test your new boundaries. Click the link below, download your copy, and take the definitive step towards sustaining the new identity that was just declared over you. I promised I would come back to this. You are ready to drop the stones. But before that, you need to know exactly how this cycle will try to return. Because it will try. I told you earlier that you are ready to drop the stones, but you need to know exactly how this cycle will try to return. Because it absolutely will try. Karmic patterns do not simply vanish overnight, just because you finally recognized them. They test your new boundaries. They want to see if you have truly learned how to close the door, or if you will still answer when they knock. Over the next few days, this ancient weight will try to creep back into your life, wearing 3 very specific masks. The first way the cycle will try to return, Taurus, is through guilt. For some of you, this will happen this very weekend. You will finally sit down to rest, to prioritize your own peace, to do something exclusively for yourself, and a quiet, insidious voice will whisper that you are being selfish. It will try to convince you that you should be doing more, that someone else is struggling because you decided to pause. When that heavy guilt tries to pull you back into the role of the silent sustainer, you need your first weapon. I want you to declare aloud, I release what is not mine. And then, do not just sit there. Physically go to a sink and wash your hands. Let the water run over your skin and feel it taking away the phantom weight of expectations you were never meant to carry. The second mask the cycle uses is false urgency. This usually appears as a sudden chaotic crisis from someone who always seems to need rescuing. They will bring their fire to your door, rushing you to drop your own life to fix theirs. It will feel like a massive emergency, a situation where your intervention is desperately required, but it is actually the debt trying to re-establish the old connection. Your second weapon is a physical boundary of energy. When the panic tries to infect your nervous system, declare aloud, I am the observer, not the savior, and immediately take 3 physical steps back. Notice how your body feels. Feel the undeniable distance you are creating. You are actively stepping out of the arena of their unhealed choices. The third way the cycle tests you is through the fear of scarcity. This happens when you find yourself gripping tightly to something broken, a relationship that drains your soul, a job that gives you nothing back, or a situation you know has expired. You hold on because you are terrified that if you let it go, you will be left with absolutely nothing. This is the oldest trick the Echo uses to keep you bound to the past. To break it, use your third weapon. Declare clearly and firmly, I empty my hands to receive. As you say it, open your palms wide and turn them up to the sky. You cannot possibly catch the beautiful harvest the universe is sending if your hands are still clenched around the drought. These 3 weapons protect you from what I managed to show you today. But the cycle has more layers than fit in one video. You need to know exactly how to navigate the deeper currents when the attachment tightens again, when the delay feels like a punishment, when the sudden loss hits without warning. Because the echoes of this old debt will try to find new ways to collect from your spirit. That is why you need the complete instruction. And you will find it in the digital book called The Great Secret Behind the Karmic Debt of Taurus. It is the complete map of liberation you need, so this cycle doesn't catch you again. I am not rushing you. I am warning you. Do not wait for the next blow to open the map. The cosmic window to finally close this loop is wide open right now, and the universe does not hold these energetic gateways open indefinitely. The link is waiting for you in the first pinned comment. But right now, I need you to stop learning for a moment and start feeling. The truth is already in your body, and we need to activate it. I want you to close your eyes for a moment, or simply soften your gaze. Drop your shoulders right now. Take one slow, deep breath, pulling the air all the way down, and let it out with a sigh. We spend so much of our lives bracing for impact, holding our muscles tight as if the sky might collapse the moment we relax. But in this exact space, there is absolutely nothing for you to hold. You have been running a marathon carrying everyone else's luggage, and I need you to finally stop. Let your body realize that it is safe to put the bags down. This is the crucial moment where the understanding in your mind translates into a physical reality inside your body. Imagine standing by the edge of a fast-moving, crystal-clear river. In your hands you hold dark, heavy stones. These are the expectations, the guilt, and the unhealed debts of others you have carried for years. Feel the immense, crushing weight, straining your wrists and pulling down on your shoulders. Now, one by one, open your hands. Let those stones drop into the soft mud at the riverbank. Do not try to place them gently. Just let them fall. Feel the immediate floating lightness returning to your arms, the deep breath expanding your chest as you finally step into the clear water, empty-handed, washed clean, and completely free. From this place of lightness, you release. Release the guilt of prioritizing your own peace over someone else's chaos. Release the quiet fear that if you stop holding everything together, you will lose the people you love. Release the ancient karmic debt that never truly belonged to you in the first place. And release the desperate rush to fix everything around you, acknowledging that true healing moves at its own pace. It is time to declare a new reality over the roles you used to play. I declare that the silent sustainer no longer has to absorb the anxiety of the room to feel valuable. I declare that the unpaid sower will no longer exhaust their energy planting seeds in soil that refuses to offer a harvest. And I declare that the exhausted anchor is finally raising its heavy chain, letting the other ships navigate their own storms while you sail toward your own peace. Notice your chest right now. You are still processing this shift, feeling that sudden, warm expansion in your ribs, as if a tight knot you carried for a decade is finally beginning to unravel. Before we seal this, write down below the name of someone you are carrying through this crossing, or, if it is for you, write in one sentence what you are expecting the universe to return to you. I will read it, and you will not write this alone. Do not release this energy just yet. We are not done. Stay with me. Your foundation is sealed. Your energy is protected. What is coming to you is entirely secured. We who carry in silence know the exact weight of a fortress built for others. We know the exhaustion of holding up the heavy stone walls while everyone else sleeps warmly inside. You have spent so long acting as the unshakable anchor for everyone else's storms that you forgot what it feels like to simply rest in the quiet. I saw you staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m., looking for a mistake that was never yours. I watched you carry the heavy silence of others as if it were your own personal failing. You have paid this energetic toll 1,000 times over, and the cosmic scales are finally balanced. We are calling an end to this cycle today. The harvest I am bringing you now cannot be earned through more sacrifice, and it cannot be bought with more endurance. It can only be received through your absolute permission to put the burden down. You no longer have to bleed to prove you are worthy of peace. The doors you thought were closed in your face last month were not punishments. They were redirected paths, locked from the inside to protect your energy. The isolation you feared was simply the universe clearing the room for what actually belongs to you. We are handing you the keys to your own house. The winter of carrying what is not yours is over. Step inside. The guilt that tries to speak with your own voice ends here. The false urgency that belongs to someone else's crisis ends here. The fear of scarcity that makes you grip tightly to broken things ends here. Taurus is never late. Taurus is not behind anyone. Taurus arrives right on time. Don't let go yet. The universe has just told you, I saw you staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m., looking for a mistake that was never yours. And that is exactly why I need to remind you of something before sealing this. What was released here today is profoundly real. You felt the physical shift in your chest, the untangling of a knot you have carried for years. But that ancient weight that will try to sit on your shoulders again tomorrow morning will attempt to convince you that this was just a fleeting moment of relief. The routine, the old expectations and the familiar demands of others will try to pull you back into the role of the silent sustainer. You cannot allow that to happen. You need the complete map to protect this realization, which is why the great secret behind the karmic debt of Taurus is waiting for you in the first pinned comment. You need this digital book as the companion of your liberation, sustaining what was released in this crossing so it isn't lost tomorrow. The universe has done its part by revealing the debt. Now it is your turn to seal the exit. Do not wait for tomorrow to test what was freed today. There are thousands of Taurus listening to this right now, sharing this exact same silence with you. If this voice found you today, subscribe to the channel, not for numbers, but because the next message in this series is going to look exactly for those who have already crossed this first one. In the next video of this series, I will show you the exact sign that appears 3 days before a karmic debt is completely cleared, and why almost every Taurus ignores it. Do not miss it. And still in this video, Taurus, before I seal this hour with you, I come back one last time to this request. You have walked with me this far. You have crossed every word, every revelation, every sign. And if at any moment of this message you felt the universe touch you, you know this video was not an accident. The voluntary donation link remains open in the first pinned comment, right below the digital book. Not as a charge, not as an exchange, but as a giving back from the one who received to the source this message came from. Any amount your heart points to, and the universe sees every gesture the universe sees, and the universe multiplies over your home, over your days, over what you don't even know is about to arrive. This was my last request. I'll be waiting for you there. Thank you so much. And when the heavy weight tries to return, remember that the answer has a name, the great secret of the karmic debt, and it is already within your reach. You are no longer the overloaded stone bridge carrying the unhealed burdens of everyone else. You are finally stepping inside the warmth of your own fortress. Now, you can let go. This message is complete. What was seen was seen. What was settled was settled. Walk light, Taurus.